What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spotlight by CG Ruthless. Let's welcome my special guest from South Dakota Defensive lineman, Nicholas Gaes. I don't know how you pronounce it. Did I pronounce it right?
You pronounced it right. That's right.
All right, man. That's good, man. So how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out here in Minnesota. Just living life, training, working hard, and getting ready for my pro day in March, or at the end of March.
Absolutely, man. For those people who are not familiar about you, tell me about yourself.
I'm from a small town in Iowa called Elta. It has a population of about 2,000 people. I graduated in 2019, joined USD in the fall of 2019. And I've just been productive the last 6 years, just joining the conference and just giving my best, trying to get to the next level.
Oh, for sure. So coming from Iowa, I'm guessing you had a little bit of background of wrestling, right?
I did. I was a 220-pounder. And then freshman year I was 182, sophomore I was 95, and the last 2 years I was 220. 1 year I got a fifth at state, and my last year I got a runner-up.
Oh, man, that's what I like about these kind of backgrounds, especially for wrestling, especially playing defensive lineman. What gives you that advantage when you have that wrestling background?
You just get to know better leverage when going against guys. Makes it a little bit easier. Like people say, wrestling helps with tackling, and I definitely think it helps with my tackling. And then, you just get to go one-on-one against somebody, and wrestling, it's you against somebody else, and try to show your skill and beat the other dude.
Oh, yeah. It kind of gives you that strength a little more, and then the endurance also, because they do a lot of this type of stuff. So even for a guy that did wrestling too, it's a lot of the leverage also, a little bit of the stamina that you can do, because they have you get in a lot of shit. I mean, even for like a short minute, you get tired with all these moves. So it's like all that stuff. So, since you have that power leverage, it translates pretty well going against those offensive linemen, huh?
It does. I'm playing at 270 going against linemen at 330, 340, and I'm still handling my own weight. I can handle my ground. I don't really get pushed back as much, and I'm just dominant on the inside and outside.
Oh, yeah. So for wrestling, what was your quickest pin?
I'd say my quickest was. I went against kids that they did wrestling all their lives, but it's a little bit different when you got a guy that's twice their size and can just overpower on the whole match.
Yeah. Well, try 10 seconds, because I had that record a while back. It's crazy. I'm not even kidding, dude. It was one of the records that lasts for 8 years until somebody broke it with 8 seconds. But yeah. I take pride in wrestling. Since you were a wrestling guy, I just thought of throwing that out there just for fun. But yeah, dude, wrestling kind of helps in a lot of different ways, like you said. But so what got you into football at the early age?
It was probably my first NFL game that my grandfather took me to. It was the Vikings against Green Bay at home, and he got tickets to go see him, so the whole family went. And I just love just watching football, playing it, and I started my third grade year and haven't stopped since.
So I'm guessing the team that you like watching was the Vikings, right?
Yes.
So was there a player you grew up watching or you model yourself after?
Probably Jared Allen.
Oh, good player, man. This guy.
He was good. I love watching him on Sundays. He was one of my favorite players. Him and Adrian Peterson, both those two.
Oh, yeah. AP came out of Oklahoma, man. That's my guy. But yeah. Yeah, but in all seriously, man, Jared Allen was just naturally strong. I can see where you get your game from him, because when I watch some of your tape, man, I see a little bit of Jared Allen. No lie. No cap.
That's what my family says too. My grandfather's big into it. He says I could be the next Jared Allen for the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's just since you brought up that guy's name, I haven't heard that guy's name in years, but I can go on with this guy because he was awesome, bro. I just like how he did that little like that,
yeah,
and then he kind of just did whatever. But he was like a country guy kind of in a way, but he came from Los Gatos or something.
Yep.
But So just from playing at South Dakota, so what was the offers before you even got to South Dakota? Was there like any recruits?
I mean, I had several offers at the FCS level, but the one thing that really stuck out to me with USD is that it was so close to my family. They didn't have to travel far, and I mean, when I was at an Iowa camp my junior year, I went against their #1 O-line prospect and gave him a severe concussion. And after I did that, I mean, USD followed me around the rest of the camp, invited me to their camp 2 weeks later, and I mean, I was in love with the place, so I ended up signing with them.
Oh yeah, I mean, it made a lot of sense because, like you said, it's not too far from the campus. I think it's only like an hour or two, if I'm mistaken, where you're from.
Yeah, about an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can see why you went there, and there's more opportunities for it. And but then we are kind of going back into the rest. And I guess my boy did some research, and he says your record was this. Damn, you could have been the next Brock Lesnar or something.
Yeah, most of those losses came from my freshman year. But once I got into my sophomore year, I barely lost. Well, sophomore year I only lost like 3 matches, and then my senior and junior year I only lost 1.
But it's a winning record no matter how you look at it. But, not everybody wants to continue that. But I'm pretty sure if you had backup plans, maybe pro wrestling would probably be something down the road.
I always had a dream of doing like WWE and stuff. One of my favorite shows to watch growing up as a kid, like on TV on Monday Night Raw, and I mean, watch The Undertaker, Kane, John Cena. It was a great time back when I was a child.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have a bright future ahead of whatever comes to mind, but I'm pretty sure pro football is the main focus. But I would think that would probably be your backup plan in case.
Thank you.
I mean, you look the part. You look like the part for football for sure, but you could definitely look the part for the new face of pro wrestling down the road if it was your destiny. But yeah, you seem more intriguing. I ain't gonna lie. So what NFL teams have you met with before this interview?
I haven't really met with a lot of them. I haven't had any interviews yet, but I think down the road, it's going to start picking up a little bit. The only one that I've actually reached out with was the Colts. They sent me a questionnaire to fill out, and that was about it.
Oh, so just the Colts in general, but I'm pretty sure they'll get some more interest down the road. I mean, they have to see you on your pro day or something, so teams will start to eventually start paying attention and all that stuff. So just from all those experience playing at South Dakota, man, it has to what did it build for you just to be who you are today playing at that college?
It taught me a lot about leadership, brotherhood, respect for everyone. It was just we rebuilt the foundation of USD. We made it so teammates love teammates. Nobody had sides or anything, and we all came together, and I think we left USD in a better place.
I mean, it's a competitive type of conference that you guys play. So you guys play the South Dakota states and the other schools in the world. But it's like you look at the talent, like you guys had some pretty good low-key talent guys on your program. I mean, you got Blake Holden, who's another guy that plays on your side, and I think you got 2 corners. Dennis Shorter's another guy on your side of your defense. Like you guys had a pretty solid defense on how I looked at it.
Yeah, it was all about I would probably say the connection. We had a deep connection with all of each other. Like all the hangouts and stuff, coming over, watching film. You don't see that a lot in teams, and I think a lot of more teams should do it because it just brings the team closer together.
Oh yeah. It kind of does make a good vibe when you connect with these guys and all that stuff, but especially playing at South Dakota, man, is there really anything to do out there, or is it just like more outdoors out there, if I'm curious?
Really just more outdoor stuff. I know a lot of us like to hunt and fish all the time. Some other guys would come over for late night pokers and stuff. There really wasn't too much to do in Vermillion, South Dakota.
Yeah, I can see why, but it's more of a country thing from the looks of it. It's cold, country, playing football, but I see that you guys play in an indoor. So don't you prefer to play outdoor or indoor?
I mean, we get a little bit of both.
A little
We
bit
got an
both.
outdoor practice facility that we practice on all the time. So, I mean, we get to experience all the weather whenever we can.
Oh yeah,
But
for
yeah, you're
sure.
right. Some of those cold days though, late in the year, it was it's kind of hard on the body. It's a little gets down there in that freezing weather.
Yeah, it could be so much for the body, but if you're built for the mother nature, that's what separates real football players, like they all say.
Yes, sir. That's the one
Just
goal.
for your just for your size, I'm not sure how fast you run in your 40, but I'm guessing you probably run a solid time. I'm assuming
I want to say probably a 4.75. Probably been
4.75. Wow. See, I gotta see on that pro day, but I'm pretty sure you got the ability to do that, man. I'm pretty sure what you're telling, man, you ain't lying. So
I'm gonna
I'll take that word out of you. I mean, you said you got that Jared Allen. I think Jared Allen was like, I think he ran similar fast time as you, if not slower, but still was effective.
if it's not my 40, I'll be putting up some other freakish times that I can't
Bench
say.
press.
Not bench press, just pro agility, 3-cone, broad jump.
Okay.
But I gotta keep that a secret. That's something I gotta wait till pro day.
Oh, for sure. So how does the game differ for you when you're playing defensive end versus D tackle? Which position do you prefer and why?
I probably prefer defensive end because that's what I played all my life growing up was the end. I thought I was coming into college to play as defensive end, and I started getting the weight, moved me inside, and I really handle both of them just the same. None of them is really a tough challenge to me. I can play double teams perfectly fine. I can play contain off the edge. I have the pass rush to do inside and outside. So, it really separates me from a lot of guys playing both ways.
Yeah, you got versatility. They can probably use you on certain downs, like maybe on those third downs, they can put you inside instead of the end, and you can probably rush. So there's a lot of different ways how they could use you. I mean, like your versatility does kind of get teams maybe interested in you. Let's see. So, what kind of scheme did you guys play at South Dakota? If I'm kind of curious.
We played 3-4 or 4-3.
3-4, or so 3-4, 4-3. So you kind of like switched them in between.
Yep.
So what was the challenging part during the COVID year when you got because I know you said you've been here for 6 years, so it had to be a very challenging process when you came out of high school and went to South Dakota.
That first year, I learned from experience, got to see the older guys, got to get some of my techniques down, learn and come along the way. And then that COVID year happened. The entire season got canceled. And I played my first couple games in that spring, which really helped me understand what we were trying to do, helped me get the feel for it, what to expect when playing. And then that 21, I just had all the experience. I was 295 playing that season. I was dominant on the inside, and I handled it pretty well for the next 4 years.
Yeah, you seem to adapt to it, so the game got slower as more with your experience, huh?
Yep. My instinct got a lot better, knowing when it was run or pass, where the ball was going, who had the ball. I say that's one of my strongest suits is probably my instinct for the game.
Oh, yeah. Seems like you have that country strong strength, man. They call it that countryman strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from going from all those 6 years in college, what can you take into improving your game going into the NFL?
If I had to say, it would probably be my pass rush. It could be a lot better than what it was. We didn't really practice it my last year on the outside, but it's a lot different when you're rushing two than when you're rushing one. And then, in our league, most of the teams had running quarterbacks, so you get pressure on the quarterback. You chase him down the whole time, which is kind of stressful a little bit.
Yeah, it could be. But okay, so we'll do some common sense and rapid fire questions and go from here. I guess we can ask one more question from Papa J. What had the biggest impact in your progression as a D-line?
I probably have to say Rob Snyder. He came from LSU, got coached underneath the great Pete. So we learned a lot from him, took all of his techniques and everything, brought him to USD, and I really think that's what built the foundation of our D-line.
Oh, yeah. Like when you said the name Rod Snyder, I thought for a second it could have been the actor, but it's somebody else. It had to be somebody with D-line track, huh?
I can't remember what his last name is, but he pretty sure he still coaches at LSU for the D-line.
Okay, so he kind of developed you into what you are today. And then, so I guess have Robert and Rocket played on a role in your success as a D-line?
Those are my pet raccoons.
Oh, man. Seems like, you might have something in common with Colt McKivitz, man. I think McKivitz is, I think his dad owns a business with something with these raccoon heads and some other stuff.
Really? That's
good. Yeah, you might need to reach out and maybe he can get you one from his dad.
I mean, I have I own my own wildlife control business. So we got a nice looking van that's all wrapped up in animals and stuff.
I think you and McKivitz might be buddies if you were to go down San Francisco, because he has a dad that owns a business just like that. He might just hook you up on some of them stuff.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So let's say for you guys, like let's say you have a Devondre Campbell on your football team, a quitter. How do you deal with somebody on your team who's a quitter and just walks out for no reason under the circumstances?
I mean, we kind of actually had a couple of those that did it to us going into our playoff season. They got out of there and just pretty much disowned the team. And I mean, it's good to get rid of those guys that have bad attitudes because it just brings down all the momentum that we have and built up through the entire year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to get rid of those cancers and get them out of the way. I can understand where you're coming from because you said you dealt with a couple of these guys. So it's rare you get that. But let's say one of your teammates in the sidelines, they're not on the same page. They're having a little altercation. Let's say it's your DBs just not going well in the coverage situation. You know how it could be emotional, but how do you deal with somebody that's just emotionally and they're just fighting over the plays or something?
You just got to go up to them, calm them down, say, hey, you got to forget what happened that play and just you got to come back on the next play. I mean, the game isn't won on that play. So, I mean, if you come back the next play fighting it even harder, just make up for it and make a play.
Oh, yeah. I like that kind of attitude. That's a good way to get them to just erase that play and go on to the next play, or at least try to separate these guys and try to make sure they cool it off. But let's say you guys are down by multiple touchdowns, which I'm pretty sure you've been down this situation. But going into halftime, what would be your speech to get this team to come from behind and win this ball game?
That we just got to believe. I mean, we were down by 2 touchdowns against NDSU late in the fourth quarter, last 5 minutes. And, I mean, most of the sideline just said we got to believe. We just got to come together and things will happen. And we pulled the game off, winning 29-28, and got ourselves a conference championship ring.
Oh, yeah. See, I seen that you've been there and done it, so it would probably be a natural for you to get this team fired up a little bit. So, how do you prepare for your upcoming games, like pregame ritual and all that other stuff?
It usually starts the night before. Me and Blake would watch some film, go over some of what like the O-line does, some of their tendencies, and then I mean, if you play a little bit of video games, relax, chill, and then that's pretty much it. We just get ready for the next day, get to our walkthrough meetings, and then we're in the locker room just ready to play. Get all stretched out, get some dry needling going, get some heat and everything, and ready to go for the game.
Oh yeah. So when you look at your opponent's film, how do you prepare yourself like in a way to where you can like beat them or something? Because I know as a player, you want to see what your opponent's tendencies are and you want to see what their tail is or whatever there is. But how do you know how to like figure that out when you get ready to play them?
When it comes to opponents, like in the pass rush, I look to see what they do with their hands. If they throw their hands on certain steps, if a guy is close enough, if he likes to fake it or not. And then once I figure out like what type of moves he likes to use, I usually go through my pass rush moves, see what's good, see what's not good. And then with the run, Sometimes it's kind of easy when you're playing on the inside because usually the old linemen in our conference gave you what they were going to do. But I mean, if it were to prepare, it'd just be to watch every guy, see what they do, see what their tendencies are in run, see what their tendencies are in the pass rush, and just go from there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? Since I've seen you wear number 54, man, I love that number. I got to give a shout out to number 54. But was that the number you picked throughout your entire playing days, or was that just the number you got from South Dakota?
My main number that I used to play with was 36 because my dad used to wear it. And then when I got into high school, they didn't have the number, so I switched it to 45. Which is just out of the blue. It's not something that was special to me. But when I got to college, I mean, the number just flipped. So it went from 45 to 54. And, I mean, I see myself that I could play as a linebacker or I could play as a defensive lineman. And, I mean, that's what I kind of did in high school was play pretty much all over the field because nobody could really block me or cover me. But, yeah, when I got to South Dakota, I thought I was going to be more of a outside linebacker-ish type end. So that's why I chose 54.
You can't go wrong with 54. It's like it makes you look cool. It makes you look style. It makes you look like a linebacker. But in reality, you're just a player that plays D-line. So nothing wrong with that. I could approve that because I wear that number myself. So I had to throw that out there because that was a similar number I had. Like even as a D-line or even as an offensive lineman, I would always wear 54. But my last playing days was probably because somebody took that number. I had to take 56, which was didn't look right. It doesn't look right for me, but it just had to be whatever it had to be. But so what area game do you feel like you took the longest to develop, and what would you tell your younger self to do differently?
I'd probably tell my younger self to work more on the run. As I was coming into college, I mean, I didn't really do anything in high school that prepared me for it since all the old linemen were much smaller than me. It was easy to just run through them. So when I got to college, my first 2 years were kind of rough when I was trying to defend the run. But that when I gained the weight, got working on it with our second D-line coach, Corey Brown, he really developed me on how to anchor my body and use it better when defending it. So it'd probably be learning how to defend the run better.
All right, that's a good way to put it. So what was your favorite game or play in college?
Probably either Kansas or Wisconsin.
Oh, man. Okay.
Wisconsin was fun because, I mean, it's just a big stadium. It's one of them big top 10 teams. And, I mean, I never thought I'd be playing against a team like that. And, I mean, I had a blast playing the entire game. I put up some good numbers against them, which is going to help me in the long run. And then with Kansas, I mean, it was my first FBS game to play in, and I had a blast doing that too.
Ooh, I mean, that had to be something to be memorable for that game. But they say football is a microcosm of life. What life skills has football taught you?
It's taught me how to be respectful to people. That if you show respect, they show respect back. It taught me how to be a leader, how to lead my guys on, like what you said, if we're behind by 2 or 3 touchdowns, lead them to say we believe and be a good role model for them. And the other thing would probably be my high competitiveness for the game.
Oh, okay. That's a good way how it taught us in life with the brotherhood and all the other stuff. But David, I think he said the team, but I don't think I said, was there a team you would love to play for?
Probably the Vikings.
Okay, Minnesota Vikings. It makes sense because we were talking earlier about Jared Allen and all that other stuff. So, okay, let's say hypothetically you are on the Vikings. What would you pick your brains off with somebody like Jonathan Gurnier, or, you know, you pretty much keep track of the Viking guys. So I'm pretty sure you would want to pick their knowledge and their brains. What would you pick from those guys?
Probably their instinct for being a better pass rusher. I mean, they just work moves that's just crazy that, I mean, I haven't developed yet. Like the speed, they're moving at a different speed than usual, and I mean they're just athletic guys that just move differently.
Yeah, I mean they got some talent, but going to that stadium, it's a different atmosphere, I must say. Like when you hear that horn and all that stuff, it kind of seems like a home team, but for whatever reason, it's a curse to the Niners. We just can't win there for some reason. We can't. Since 92, it just seems kind of like one of those voodoos. I don't know what they did over there, but it needs to go. But I got to say it's a pretty good atmosphere, I'll have to say.
I enjoy it every time I go to a Vikings game. I mean, it's one of the best experiences that you can be involved in.
Yeah, seems like a good vibe over there from the looks of it. Because, I mean, people of my friends who travel down there, they would say, yeah, it's a pretty good stadium to go to if you're inside of that area. Okay, so rapid fire, we'll go with something that's more common for everybody else to go with. Let's go with McDonald's or Burger King. What would you choose?
Burger King.
Finally, somebody with a different answer, because every answer has been McDonald's, and maybe one other guy said Burger King, but majority of like them say McDonald's. But why would it be Burger King?
Probably the chicken fries. They have the best chicken fries.
And the Whoppers are the best. The grill.
Yep, the Whoppers taste good, better than McDonald's does.
The only thing I'll take away from McDonald's is the chicken McNuggets. That's about it.
Nah, I gotta go with the chicken fries.
Ooh, okay. All right, fair game. Okay, so Walmart or Target if you had to go for a go-to shopping?
Probably Walmart.
Okay, you can't get your prices wrong, so you get something out of the reasonable deal. Ooh, I like this question. I don't know, like pizza's another topic. NY or Chicago style pizza?
Shoot, probably. I mean, New York. I mean, they're known for their pizza.
Yeah, they are pretty well known for what they do over there. Ooh, chicken. So let's go with KFC or Popeyes.
Shoot, I mean, I haven't really had Popeyes ever. Probably KFC.
Makes sense. I mean, until you try it otherwise. So I can see where you're coming from. So if you had to choose a car, Chevy or Ford?
Chevy.
Okay, fair enough. I guess hunting or fishing, because it's like something that you guys do over there.
Shoot, that's a hard one, but probably fishing.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense since there's a lot to do over there and hunting also. But yeah. Okay, so there's another one I would go with. So if you had to like for a celebrity, like dead or alive, who would you have a meal with and why?
Shoot. Probably Dwayne Johnson. He's been my my idol and stuff. I'm like, want to be big and stuff, and like, I wish I looked like him one day because that dude is just massive.
Final boss, like sell your soul and he'll get you in.
That'd be awesome.
You got to sell that soul, like he told Cody to sell the soul, but John Cena got to sell the soul. But yeah, hey, Dwayne Johnson would probably be something unique, man. I ain't gonna lie. If I had to choose one, if it was like pretty much obvious for you, maybe Lesnar would probably be a nice one because maybe you guys have something similar with the country style. Maybe he can give you some pointers how to be a pro, but I would think Dwayne is like the obvious choice. It would be great.
He seems like a good dude. I mean, all of his movies are just terrific that he's in. He plays a great role, and he's a great guy to be around.
Yeah, I can agree on that one. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. It's like if I had a chance to hang around with him for at least a full day or so and just have a meal and just pick his knowledge and maybe understand the business, then maybe I would take his route. But yeah, he would probably be a good one. So as far as like those other ones, like let's say, trying to think of another commonplace that we all can't even think of. I guess we can say, are you more like a kind of like you see more like cold weather more than a hot weather, huh?
I mean, the only reason I like the cold weather is for the ice fishing. But if it's not ice fishing, I mean, I prefer the hot weather over any day.
Yeah, I could see why you would prefer because you're too accustomed to the cold. You probably want to get something different. So, see, I don't know about this ice fishing thing, but I know some other states and other places they like doing that.
Ice fishing. I mean, it's just something that you get to go out on the lake to a spot that you can't access from land and have a better chance of catching fish.
Okay, so that's a little different. So just from you as a person, what are you outside of football?
Probably you're more outdoorsman. Um, if I'm not at home, I'm probably out either in my boat or in my shack ice fishing, or I mean, I'm out hunting, doing something outdoors.
Okay, so you're an outdoor kind of guy, more adventurous. So if I'm guessing, since you're an adventurous, do you like skating or biking if it were those two?
Probably skating. I did a lot of longboarding in high school with my brother and stuff, and it's just something that I enjoyed with him. And I, I mean, I like biking because it's a little bit easier, but I mean, skating helps with like balance and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But I think biking can be it could be a little adventurous too, but a little risky. Because I
yeah,
mean, my cousin was a pro biker for many years, but God rest his soul. But he kind of gave me some of those type of experience. But I had to deal with some of the rough part because I got hurt on some of those stunts. But yeah, it can be a little tricky. But I'll say this, man, for those NFL teams, why should they draft you?
probably my love for the sport. I mean, I bring leadership with me. I bring the high competitiveness that I mean that drives guys to be better than each other, and I have a high motor that I can just keep on going and going, and I don't stop.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely have something to prove there. I mean, if you had somebody to fit with, maybe Colt McKivitz and George Kittle would be your fits in the locker room,
I don't know about those two, but I mean they'd be cool teammates to have.
or whatever the guys from the Vikings. I'm pretty sure everybody has their own personalities, but so like, has there been any other NFL players who've reached out and gave you some advice?
I mean the only guys that I've gotten advice from is the guys that I've played with personally, like Jack Cochran, Brock Bogenson, Miles Harden. I've talked to some of those guys, and they've given me a better understanding, like what's to come when you get to the pro level.
Okay, so they're giving you the advice you need for sure. So I don't know about the punting skills, but how's your punting skills nowadays?
I mean, I used to be a big punter in high school. My furthest punt was 88 yards, I think.
Wow.
But I mean, I punt the ball pretty well. The NFL
Ooh.
needed me to punt the ball for them. I could definitely do it.
So you would probably be the emergency punter. Okay. With your versatility, it could work.
I mean, I
88
played every
yards?
position on the field in high school.
That's crazy. 88 yards. Wow. On a punt, on a foot like that, you must be the next Ray guy or something. Hey, Pat McAfee might need to put you on the show, man. You could just tell him that you're a long kicker than him.
I mean, I had the wind behind me. It was blowing about 15, 20 miles an hour.
Oh man. So if you had to choose like so what kind of movies do you prefer? Are you like a comedy or a horror movie?
I mean, I'm both. I mean, Dwayne Johnson's movies pretty much comical, and then I mean, horror movies, nothing really scares me. So, I mean, I kind of just laugh through them.
I think you're pretty much balanced and you're a Dwayne Johnson fan, so that would probably be a dream come true. So either way, with your NFL career, whatever it goes, you can actually have that option to choose anywhere because you have that talent. So I don't think it matters where you end up at as long as you make the most of your opportunity, though. So what's the goal into pro day for you to like? What is the goal for you to get other teams to pay attention to you?
It's probably gonna be what I do for all my testing numbers. I mean, I'll be running numbers like I'm weighing 100, 200 pounds.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely going to get them to pay more attention to you because I mean, they usually those small school guys have more to prove, and sometimes they turn out to be pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. So I definitely appreciate your time, bro. I know you got a lot of training to do, and I know you're looking forward to the next step. But hey, when you came into college, when did you feel that you were going to make it to the NFL one day?
Probably my 2021 season. I was a freshman All-American ending that season, and I mean, I just had the momentum and the confidence knowing that I just got to be great each year that I play.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So for those people who want to reach out to you, what social media platform should they like look for?
Probably my Twitter or my Instagram.
Okay, so for those people, this is South Dakota Nicholas, man. Do not underestimate this man. This man's country strong. This guy looks like a pro wrestler. This guy can be taking your quarterbacks down, man. You better protect your quarterback, or this guy's hunting your quarterback.
Thanks, CG.
Oh, for sure, bro. Anytime. And wait a minute. I guess we can answer one more question or two, because I don't know. I seen one more question. One last question. What is more satisfying? I guess hearing the crowd roar after a sack, or silence the crowd after a sack?
Shoot, if we're home, probably hearing the crowd after a sack. If we're someplace else, it's listening to that crowd just shut up and don't say, and they're not saying nothing.
Oh, okay. So are you kind of a guy that lets your play do the talking, or no?
Yeah, I say that, yeah.
All right, bro. I think we covered it all. I appreciate it, bro. Best of luck. And everybody else, go check out South Dakota Nicholas, bro. This guy's a baller, man. This guy, he might even be a pro wrestler also, so who knows?
Thanks, CG. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, bro. Think we're good.